Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. It is Friday, the 29th.
I'm going to say it, David.
Yeah, I know you are. Go ahead.
This is the last GMSA at 9 of 2023.
There you go. There you go. The last Friday
of 2023.
Of 2023. Okay.
He's been giving me a hard time all morning. For
people at home marking their calendars because,
hey, this is the last one. So you gotta cherish it. You gotta do something special. Isn't that right, Mike? Like maybe get outside because it's beautiful out.
And this is the last 8:58 a.m. of if we're going to go that route. Anyway, yes, you need to cherish today. Get outside and enjoy it. Still, you want to grab a jacket. You probably want to keep a jacket handy all day long. If you get in the shadows, it is definitely going to be chilly. We are now up to 41 degrees. We had dipped down to 36 on the hourly readings just last hour. And the dew point is still very low, so we still have that very dry air out there, not only here at the surface, but also upstairs in the atmosphere, which is why we've got these just sensationally beautiful blue skies. 62 for a high temperature today. The aquifer did go up one tick. Maybe a little pressure fluctuation, something like that, up to 639.1. And the allergen, speaking about going up, yesterday, if you recall, Mountain Cedar dropped to about half of what it was the previous day. Now it's more than doubled, up to 9,030. Mold is on the low side. I think I'm feeling every bit of that Mountain Cedar out there. Some of the readings around the area right now, we were below freezing earlier this morning and still are in parts of the hill country. Out in Kerrville, Los Maples, Comfort at 31, 37 in Bulverde, 44 right now at Stinson. And cold start, gorgeous day, just like yesterday. Like I said, up in the low 60s. Tomorrow, same start. Then it's going to be warmer in the afternoon. We'll make it in the mid and upper 60s tomorrow. Sunday, chilly, not as cold in the morning and even warmer in the afternoon. We're going to make it up to 70 on Sunday. And there's that front that moves through late Sunday night in the overnight hours as you bring in the new year. Once again, it is going to be coming through dry, so we don't have to worry about any precipitation, any wet roads, anything like that. And then we are going to start off 2024. It's going to stay chilly all week. As a matter of fact, it's going to be kind of bone chilling on Tuesday because we do have a chance for some rain on Tuesday. I have to check my spelling there. And also, once again, on Friday, another rain chance. We'll talk about that and see what temperatures are going to be doing as we get into 2024 coming up in just a couple of minutes. Sarah?
Thank you, Mike. All right, let's check out some traffic this morning. Hope you got your sunshades with you. Use that sunshade there in front of your, up there on the roof of your car.
The visor?
Use that. And use your sunglasses because you're going to need them today. Might have got some special sunglasses over Christmas. What do you think?
Works for me.
All right.
David, this morning a woman is in the hospital fighting for her life after being shot in the chest and the hand. This is happening on the city's west side. San Antonio police say this happened at the Pros Apartments on Westover Hills around 10:30 last night. The victim, police say, showed up at her ex-boyfriend's to get her things when she allegedly got into an argument with another woman that was there. That's when the man then shot her. She was taken to the hospital, and both the man and other woman were taken in by police for questioning.
The Kyle Police Department is looking for a 74-year-old man who was last seen yesterday around 5 o'clock. His name is Leonard Diggs. He was wearing a gray jacket with yellow stripes, green shirt, black jeans, and black and brown shoes when he was last seen. Kyle PD says Diggs was in a red 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. The Texas license plate is 2PYKV. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Kyle Police Department.
Mourning a loss while pleading for justice. San Antonio police are still trying to figure out how 18-year-old pregnant Savannah Soto and her boyfriend Matthew Guetta ended up dead in a car with gunshot wounds.
The medical examiner says both deaths have been ruled as homicides. SAPD has released new surveillance video. Daniela Ibarra has the latest with that footage and what police are saying so far.
A clue in a callous crime.
Clearly, it was a heinous act.
2 days ago, San Antonio police found pregnant Savannah Soto and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, dead in a car on the northwest side. Now, they're sharing this surveillance video.
We are hoping that someone is able to identify the individuals that are seen in this video.
McManus says this clip was taken not far or long before the gruesome discovery on Danny Kaye.
Detectives right now are combing through days of surveillance video from several different locations that the victims were known to be.
These two people are who police are calling people of interest. One is in a dark pickup truck with a bed cover, likely a Chevy Silverado. The other is a silver Kia Optima, the same car where police found Savannah and Matthew's body. The medical examiner ruled Savannah's death as a homicide. They say she had a gunshot wound to the head. As for Matthew, they say he had a contact gunshot wound.
What does that mean?
It means that it was there.
Police are treating this case as a double capital murder and hope someone can help solve it.
You can remain anonymous. You do not have to give your name.
The Soto family trying to find peace in the middle of all this tragedy. They held a vigil for both Savannah and her unborn son, Fabian, yesterday at Kenwood Park.
Our Avery Everett shows us so many of their questions are still unanswered, but the community is stepping up to support them.
Our God Almighty,
A prayer
the Lord is close to the brokenhearted.
to find peace
We just got to keep her in our hearts.
and a promise to never forget.
She loved everybody. She loved to live life.
The family of 18-year-old Savannah Soto and her unborn child say devastation is an understatement after both of their deaths.
It will never be the same again.
Police confirmed Thursday Soto and her boyfriend Matthew Guerra were shot and killed. As Chief William McManus gave an update, we were with the young girl's family, all of them heartbroken.
I'm still trying to soak it all in.
This family says they're still in shock and still have so many questions left unanswered. But they say the San Antonio community has stepped up to support them.
We should be having a celebration of her and her baby for the new year, and we're not doing that. We're having a vigil instead.
This park is a place of peace for the Soto family. Their son, Ethan's tree, is here. He was shot and killed some time ago. Now, right next to it is a memorial that's growing for Savannah and her unborn son, Fabian.
We didn't get to meet him, but I would have been very honored to have met my great-grandson.
The Soto family says balloons and candles won't change what happened.
I know one day we'll be up there together seeing each other again, but for now we don't, and we won't see her anymore.
But for now, it brings everyone closer.
This is for both of them.
And gives them a chance to say goodbye. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
All right, here's that surveillance video one more time for you, just in case you might recognize someone or something. Once again, that's a dark pickup truck. It's got a bed on the cover, or it's got a cover on the bed of that truck, and then you see the car pull up, and then you see the gentleman get out of that car. So if there's anything that you recognize, police are asking you to call homicide detectives. Once again, their number's on your screen, 210-207-7674. And as Chief William McManus said, you can remain anonymous if you call.
Here's today's 9 at 9.
New York City's mayor is issuing new requirements for charter buses carrying asylum seekers from Texas. The executive order requires bus companies to give details about people they are sending. Companies are also now dropping off in Manhattan only and on weekdays only between 8:30 a.m. and noon. Those who do not comply will face a Class B misdemeanor.
Maine is removing former President Donald Trump from its 2024 primary ballot based on the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban. It makes Maine the second state to disqualify Trump from office. Earlier this month, Colorado's Supreme Court also removed the former president from its ballot.
Overseas, Russia launched almost 200 missiles and drones on Ukraine during the night, killing at least 18. The Ukrainian Air Force was able to stop over 100 of those bombs. Air Force officials say this is the biggest aerial attack since Russia's invasion back in February last year.
The Biden administration is sending a $250 million military assistance package to Ukraine for air defense weapons and ammunition. It is also the last package the U.S. can provide without congressional approval. The U.S. has sent more than $46 billion in military aid to Ukraine since Russia's invasion.
TSA reporting today is going to be one of the busiest days at airports nationwide, with the weekend even busier. Over 3 million people expected to be screened today alone, with 50,000 flights taken off tomorrow. TSA has recorded passenger volumes averaging nearly 2.5 million people since Wednesday of last week.
Maybe it's like because it's colder up there.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's like a fridge.
Like being in the refrigerator?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll find out.
So in your morning headlines this morning, there is a team having a much worse season than the Spurs,
Wow.
if you can believe it. And pets can assist the elderly by slowing down cognitive decline.
Love to hear that. Keeping your New Year's resolutions longer than just a couple of weeks. And when should you take down your Christmas decorations? Okay, David, so we thought the Spurs were having a rough season. How would you like to be a Detroit Pistons fan right about now?
Not at all. The Pistons only have 2 wins, so far this season, but it is the losses that distinguish them from all the other teams in the league this year. Last night, the Pistons lost to the Boston Celtics in overtime, 128-122. Their 28th loss in a row, making it a dubious record because it is the longest losing streak in one season. They tied Philadelphia for all-time consecutive losses at 28, but the 76ers had 28 losses in a row, but that was over 2 seasons, the 2014-2015 season, and then the beginning of the 2015-2016 season. So the Pistons stand alone as one season. So after the Pistons lost at home the other night, the fans were chanting for their owner to sell.
Oh.
He's not going to sell. So next up for the Pistons, the Toronto Raptors in Detroit. It's a home game. The Raptors are only 12-18, so hey, the Pistons got a chance.
Okay, so coming back to the Spurs, Spurs had 18-19 losses in a row, but then they broke it.
20.
It got to 20.
Got to 20.
But they won last night.
They won last night. They broke that a couple of games ago, and then they won last night. So they've got like 2 wins in like their last 5 or 6 games. So
all right.
They're on a roll.
All right.
Speaking of being on a roll, if you're a pet lover, here's some good news for your health.
Having a four-legged friend may slow the rate of cognitive decline among older adults who live alone. That's what a new study says. Researchers from China looked at data from nearly 8,000 people who were 50 or older. They found pet ownership was associated with slower rates of decline in verbal cognition, verbal memory, and fluency in those who lived alone. So previous studies have suggested there may have been a link between living alone and an increase of anxiety and depression, which can increase the risk of developing dementia. So hold on to your pets. Never say you're too old to have a pet.
Oh, never. All right, just a couple of days away from the new year, and of course those New Year's resolutions, like stop drinking, lose weight, quit sugary sodas, be nicer to your in-laws.
I love my in-laws. I love you guys. So a lot of times it is easy to keep those resolutions at least for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden by February or maybe mid-January, for whatever reason, you're just done with them.
Yeah, so there are ways you can get past February and maybe even into the spring or summer with those resolutions, all intact. Dr. Dion Metzger is a psychiatrist. She suggests you keep it simple. Don't try more than you can accomplish.
I got my new organizer. I got my treadmill. Okay, life is going to change completely. And that's just not reality. So if you are a person who is not active and now you have a New Year's resolution to run 4 days a week, that's not attainable. How about we walk 2 days a week?
Or just not make resolutions at all.
Okay, David, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I agree with you. I don't make resolutions.
I used to, and then by January, February, it's like I'm back to the old habits.
Yeah, it just causes more disappointment.
Yeah.
I just,
And there have actually been studies on the fact that people make these resolutions and then they don't keep them. And it's not healthy, apparently, for some of these studies.
It definitely isn't. So, like, if you decide to make a change naturally or just start doing it in the middle of the year, then that's better than being like, I'm going to do this.
And why wait? Why do it on New Year's all the time? Why not do it in June?
Right. Do it in the summer. Like, hey, I know it's hot. I'll walk in the mornings so I get some exercise or something.
Speaking of New Year's Eve, if you don't know where you're going to go to celebrate this New Year's, right now on KSAT.com, we've got a whole list of New Year's Eve celebrations going on around town. Some are free. Some require you to purchase a ticket. You can see a few on screen right now. For more information, all you got to do is go to our website and look for this article.
Yeah, definitely go to our website. I cannot read those at all.
You're right. Yeah, those are little.
At KSAT.com. Okay, so do you keep up the decorations through this week, through the new year, or do you take them down right after Christmas?
That's the big debate. Has led to some confusion of when is the right time.
Okay, so in the UK, the tradition is that Christmas decorations remain until the 12th night. This falls on either January 5th or January 6th, or as known in the Christian tradition, the Epiphany, which is January 6th. The Epiphany is, 3 kings, wise men come to visit the manger. And so some people on TikTok say they like to have a fresh start and take everything down before the new year for that fresh start. I mean, I think the simple answer is it's up to you, right?
I'm going with that. Whenever you feel like it's time to take them down, you take them down. Like before, February,
Or
March,
you said
April.
your answer is whenever your wife tells
Or
you.
whenever my wife says it's time to take the decorations down.
That is a good man. Good husband right there, David.
So, go outside, get the stuff, bring it in.
She's the boss. She knows.
Yeah.
It's 9:14 and 41 degrees.
What is it? Happy wife, happy life?
Exactly.
There's a resolution for you. The Arizona Wildcats are celebrating this morning after winning against the Oklahoma Sooners last night. We've got your game highlights coming up.
An unscientific poll may make you wish you asked Santa for a new phone. So a TikTok influencer says women he spoke with found men who owned Google, Samsung, or Android phones less attractive than iPhone users, David Sears. One said that the green text bubbles she gets from Androids were a big no. So find someone that loves you for you.
Who is this guy that talks to women and finds out that the Google Android is, come on. That's just, you talk about unscientific, that's pretty unscientific. I have an Android, but it's not a Google Android.
Yeah, but your texts are green and not blue. So
no, they're not. Yeah, they are. I don't know.
Yeah, you have green bubbles. If you texted me,
oh, see, that's just.
I'd have green bubbles on my iPhone.
So some dude's on the phone is an influencer, and he ain't got.
I love how Mike just checked his iPhone. It's blue. Yes, I'm blue. I'm cool.
Let me see.
David, you're green.
You sure?
Yes. Let me find a text from you. Let's see here. David.
It's green.
Yeah, you're green.
There's nothing wrong with that color.
Look, see. You're green.
Yeah, well.
David's green on my phone.
Dude, get a job. Messing around.
You're married. You're fine.
Influencers and all that. Yeah.
I don't think your wife minds the green bubbles. Okay.
Oh, just the first world problems here. Is your text green or blue? Speaking of blue, look at the blue skies. What a segue right there. Thank you very much. And it was an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous start to the day, and it's going to continue to be absolutely beautiful. All right, as we wrap up 2023, of course, not something we had hoped for to be in first place on. The hottest on record going back to 1885 since records were first started being kept. 72.7 degrees was the average temperature. And of course, we had about 1,000 days it seemed like that were at, either at 95 or even above 170 plus days with a high temperature of 100. It was also the 28th driest on record, about a little more than a foot behind normal as far as rainfall. And of course, then the previous year, 2022, was the driest on record. So not good. We could use some rain. We do have some in the forecast, not any sort of drought buster, but at least there are a couple of days to start off 2024 with some rain. 41 right now, 34 Comfort, so just above freezing. Pair of 34s up there, Kerrville as well as Comfort, 44 Stinson, and 42 over there in Canyon Lake as well as New Braunfels. Throughout the rest of today, what you see is what you get out there. Blue skies, sunshine. We're going to make it up to 56 degrees today at noon. 62 high temperature, normal average 63, right where we should be. It's going to cool off quickly this evening. So again, if you kind of forget your jacket or not wear a jacket later on this afternoon, make sure you take it with you if you're going to be out this evening, because it will cool down very, very quickly. All right, we've got to jump ahead to Tuesday. Nothing's going to happen between now and then. We will have a front move through on Sunday evening. Going into Monday morning, but that's going to come through on the dry side. But Tuesday, then, we do have a chance for some rain, and this will be as one of those lows tries to move on in here. And again, this is kind of a broad brush that this long-range model paints with, but also notice that it's trying to get a bullseye up there with some rain. This is the latest computer model getting up in towards, say, San Marcos, Austin area, which would be nice. But then again, as we've seen recently, most of that rain, though, is going to be further off to the north and to the northeast. That comes to an end then in the overnight hours. Jump ahead then to the end of the week. And we go into Friday morning, and that's when the next chance of rain is going to be working its way on in here. And once again, it looks like the majority of it would be further to the east. Now, of course, you could use some of that rain down there along the coastal plain. That will be the case in through most of the day on Friday. Yes, way off to the west, you see that is some frozen precipitation that is not going to be affecting us at all. But again, once again, a lot of that really heavy rain stays well off there to the east of us once we go into Friday evening. So the forecast goes like this today. Like I said, 62 for a high temperature. Just a spectacular day. Nice chilly evening. Cold again tomorrow morning, down in the 30s, but a bigger warm up to 67 degrees. We start off at 45 on Sunday, make it up to 70. Then that front moves on through here. Like I said, it's going to come through dry, so we're not going to have to worry about anything as far as any wet roads in the overnight hours for all you revelers as you ring in the new year. Monday then, only 60, if indeed we hit 60. Tuesday, if indeed we make it out of the 40s, because we're going to have a lot of clouds around and that chance for rain on Tuesday. And it's going to be staying on the cool side all the way through next week.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
It is now 9:23 and 42 degrees.
After the break, we'll take a trip to Hollywood and see who's performing for New Year's Eve on ABC.
It's the way you move.
30 Seconds to Mars, one of the bands that'll help bring in New Year's Eve. Sunday night on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. They'll be playing from the Los Angeles stage. And at rehearsals, we caught up with brothers Jared and Shannon Leto, who told us all about what they have planned for 2024.
One thing we're going to do is get back on the road, I guess.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, 2024. Yeah. We're back on tour after 6 long years.
Cardi B, LL Cool J, and Green Day, some of the other musical acts you'll see Sunday night on ABC. Which movies sparked joy in the heart of former President Barack Obama in 2023? He's out with his annual list, which includes Alexander Payne's The Holdovers, the tech biopic Blackberry, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, the satirical comedy American Fiction, the romantic drama Past Lives, and the Nike movie Air, among others. Keeping with the best of the year lists, Variety out with its best songs of 2023. The Billie Eilish tune What Was I Made For from the Barbie movie tops the list. The Boy Genius song Not Strong Enough was second. Drake and J. Cole's First Person Shooter in third. And actress Allison Brie with her birthday today, she's 41. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Check live cam. See what. Ooh,
it's beautiful.
There, so that's looking east, and that's 410 over there on the left. Correct.
That is correct.
All right.
And that's the blue skies and sunshine in the background. All right, a lot of people question, do y'all do it up big on New Year's Eve and go out and party and ring New Year's somewhere?
No.
We were talking earlier.
Homebody.
I celebrate with Australia.
I know the feeling about that. Well, if you are heading on out and for New Year's Eve, this is a sneak peek at it. It's going to be very warm on Sunday. We will start off kind of chilly in the morning, but then make it up to 70 in the afternoon. Then that front moves through late Sunday night, just about the time the new year is going to be rung in, and it's going to be breezy and then cooler on Monday. We may be kind of hard pressed to even get out of the 50s on Monday, but we will in just a couple of clouds. Nice looking day, nice looking way to start off the new year. And then it's after that on Tuesday, it's going to be even cooler. That's going to be, as I like to say, a grilled cheese and soup kind of day, because it is going to be definitely on the wet side on Tuesday with that chance of rain and cooler temperatures. Staying chilly. If you got a new coat for Christmas, this is going to be the week coming up here to really test it out. Obviously, this morning was, as well as tomorrow morning. More on the forecast, and then another chance for some rain later on next week. All that in just a couple of minutes. Sarah, David?
All right, checking on that traffic. I bet it's not too bad right now. See, look at there.
Easy peasy.
It's sunny, though. Look at the shadows.
Be safe out there. A lot of people probably traveling today.
You know, it is a problem that's getting worse and worse by the year. Card skimmers. You've heard all about them, and some of you may even been scammed by one of them.
Arlie Waldman explains the telltale signs where these secretly placed devices are hiding and how to protect yourself from an attack.
We use these valuable plastic cards seemingly every day for all kinds of things. Groceries, shopping, at the gas pump. But the convenience comes with a risk, now more prevalent than ever. The Fair Isaac Corporation, better known as FICO, found that debit card skimming soared from 2021 to 2022 by 368%. For the first half of 2023, those numbers were even higher than the same time the year before by 77%. In November, San Antonio police arrested Alejandro Roman Vivar for putting card skimmers on gas pumps at this Quick Trip on North Foster Road. Back in April, Hollywood Park Police Department posted on its Facebook page, warning people of a skimmer at a Circle K convenience store. It was a unique type of skimmer that is placed on the card receptacle, and the person who placed it doesn't need to be nearby. So what should you do?
When you're pulling up to the gas station, there's a few things you should keep your eyes out for when it comes to protecting yourself from skimmers. First, check to see if there's a security seal along the panel. Then look to where you're going to put your card in. If there's an external reader, go ahead, give it a tug. See if anything comes loose. Now, when you go to type in your PIN over at the keypad, make sure to cover the top with your other hand, just in case a camera has been installed. But the gas station isn't the only place where you can find a skimmer. Skimming at bank ATMs is up 109% year over year.
According to FICO, these types of skimmers are making up more of the compromised locations they are seeing. Texas as a whole had an increase of over 50% in compromised card readers, making it one of the top 5 states where this is happening. If you think you've been the victim of a card skimmer, give your bank a call and report to local authorities. I'm Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
How about some good news to end the year? Mortgage rates dropping for the 9th week in a row, which is good news for home buyers who have been facing the least affordable housing market since the 1980s. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate fell to an average of 6.61% this week. While it's still 0.19% higher than it was a year ago, economists are expecting further declines in mortgage rates heading into 2024. Housing experts say the share of affordable housing hit a record low this year, but you can expect those numbers to improve as mortgage rates continue to fall and more homes go out on the market.
All right, my girl, Taylor Swift continues to help boost the economy, this time boosting sales of vinyl records in the UK to their highest level since 1990. So experts say vinyl sales jumped almost 12% so far this year to 6 million units. The trade group says consumers bought almost 300,000 vinyl albums last week alone, making it the biggest week of sales this century. Taylor Swift's 1989 Taylor's Version was the best-selling vinyl album this year. Her domination didn't end there. Her Speak Now, Taylor's Version, and Midnight's albums also made the top 10.
You might have heard or seen the big celebration downtown from the Arizona Wildcats. They won the Alamo Bowl against the Oklahoma Sooners last night.
That's right. KSAT's Nick Mantis was there and gives us some of the game's highlights.
Hey guys, when the Arizona Wildcats put up their 4s at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they were fully prepared for what was about to come next. Not only did they score 17 unanswered points, but their defense completely shut down Oklahoma and going on to win the Alamo Bowl 38-24. And Arizona head coach Jed Fish told us that the main reason why the Wildcats were ready for that fourth quarter was because of their strength and conditioning staff.
We were expecting a battle. There was nothing going to be easy, even though we went up 13-0 in the first quarter. But the guys just kept competing, and I really believe our strength staff does an amazing job of making an emphasis of the fourth quarters when we win games.
All the hard work we put in from January till now, 11 months of work, finally paying off. And I'm just going to try and soak this moment as much as I can, spend with my teammates and my coaches and my family, and have a good time.
And with this win, the Arizona Wildcats finished the 2023 season with 10 wins, only the 4th time in program history that they've been able to do that. And they'll head back to Tucson as the champions of the Valero Alamo Bowl. For GMSA, Nick Mantis.
And the Spurs on the road for a set of back-to-back games against the Portland Trailblazers, both in Portland. Silver and black came out blazing last night, though. It didn't take long to show off a little. Trey Jones throws up the lob to Wemby. Ooh, nice. Second quarter, Moses Brown in the post. Wemby blocked him once, and Wemby blocked him twice. How about a third time? Didn't get the third time. He had 5 blocks in the first half. Fourth quarter, Wemby blocked Scoot Henderson. Jones takes it the other way. Where's Doug McDermott? There he is. He's wide open. Knocked down the 3, Doug. Spurs led by 18 at one point with under 2 minutes left. Wembanyama gets the rebound, pushes the ball ahead to Jones, and you got to reward the big man. Wow, there you go. He had 30 points last night. Spurs get their first win of the week, 118-105 over the Blazers. All right, so here we go. Last night and then again tonight. Tip-off is at 9 o'clock. Spurs now 5-25. And, of course, Wemby made NBA
Football
history.
coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
He had 30 points, and he had 7 blocks in less than 30 minutes. That's the history. All right, the Dallas Cowboys take a 15-game home winning streak into the regular season finale at AT&T Stadium against the NFC North champion Detroit Lions. Go ahead, Mike. There you go. It's the longest home winning streak for the Cowboys since an 18-game run from way back in 1979 to 1981. Dallas hadn't finished 8-0 at home since the 1980-81 seasons. Ooh, Roger Staubach, Craig Morton, way back then. All right, entering their home finale, the Cowboys are coming off consecutive losses for the first time since 2021. The Lions won their first division title since 1993. Mike, there you go. Still have a chance at the top seed. The two kick off 7:15 tomorrow night. You can see it live right here on KSAT 12. So I know where Mike's going to be tomorrow night. Parked right in front of the TV. Yep. All right, it's been a month since conference championships, which means when the college football playoff kicks off, the 4 remaining teams will have had plenty of time to study and prepare. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian said it's a challenge to face a team that has spent so much time studying you. As far as the mental game goes, Sarkisian talked about finding the sweet spot, making sure his players don't get too high or too low.
I think their focus is already there, naturally. How we prepare, how we practice is going to tell me a lot. What are they talking about? You listen to conversations, when we're on the bus and what's going on. But I also don't want us to be so over the top so early that we're exhausted by the time the game comes.
Yeah, that's a fine line you got to walk with such a long time to prepare, though. All right, so here it is. Longhorns, Washington Huskies. That's the late game, 7:45 on Monday night. That's the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana for the Caesars Superdome. Used to be the Sugar Bowl. Is it still the Sugar Bowl? Yeah. It should still be the Sugar Bowl. The Caesars Sugar Bowl, so it's the Superdome. They got so many names on these things now. And then before that, it's Michigan, Mike. Okay. And Alabama, they kick off at 4 o'clock at the Rose Bowl. So that's just a simple one. It's just the Rose Bowl. The granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl.
Do you think think UT's going to take it?
That's going to be a good game. That'd be good. They probably will.
Okay.
They should.
We'll see. I know a lot of UT fans out there.
Yeah, they're rooting for them.
It's 9:40 and 43 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And it's getting cold out. Texans are always preparing for another snowstorm, are we? You should be. So is your car ready for another snowstorm? We've got some winter prepping tips for your car coming up after the break.
When the weather outside is frightful, the frigid temps and brutal snow can put your car's performance to the test. Experts say it's time to winterize and prepare your vehicle for the season.
You want to make sure your car is in good shape before the temperature starts dropping, because if you wait too long, then it will be too late.
First, consider changing your tires.
The people that live in the snowy climates often buy dedicated snow tires, which have a very aggressive and deep groove to their tread design, and those usually need to be taken off in the springtime because snow tires are great when there's all kinds of snow and ice on the ground.
Be sure your battery is in good shape too.
As the temperature drops, there's much more demands placed on the battery to get your engine cranking over. But when it gets colder, your battery has to work a lot harder to get the car going. If you're living where it's warm, you really should get your battery load tested every 2 years. But you can extend that to about every 4 years if you live where it's cold.
Quality windshield wipers make a huge difference, especially in heavy snow.
You can get windshield wipers that are specifically dedicated to help clearing the ice and snow off of your windshield. Again, you don't want to wait till it's too late to replace these. And certainly everyone who owns a car should replace their windshield wipers at least once or twice a year.
It's also wise to ensure your defroster is working correctly and that your car is stocked with other essentials.
You never know when you might get stranded, so it's good to have on hand a snow shovel, a tow rope, an extra pair of gloves, a hat, something to eat, something to drink, and certainly make sure your cell phone battery is fully charged.
But before you make a decision to drive in treacherous snowy conditions,
really ask yourself if the trip is absolutely necessary, because if it isn't, the safest route is just to stay home.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
I like to just stay home.
No snow here because we got flamingos at the zoo.
They're all in the water, too.
Even at 43 degrees, I think they are so happy. They're in the water. It's not phasing them. They're not.
That's
cold.
why they only stand on one foot, so it doesn't get as cold. So it's only at 1 foot in the
And then the
water,
summer, they're like hot, 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 hot. So
exactly.
They know what they're doing.
They have to alternate feet. So.
And why are they pink?
From what they eat.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So glad
Yes,
you're
indeed.
here with us.
All right, speaking of not wintry looking, but take a look at some of the fall colors that are still out there. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know, those gorgeous oak leaves that have fallen. Thank you for that picture, Oscar. I really appreciate that one. All right. Just can't get over this beautiful blue sky, the great weather. I mean, this is stuff we wish we could bottle and keep for a while. What's going to be happening down the road? The Climate Prediction Center, long range forecast going into next weekend and beyond that. The odds leaning toward the cooler side of things. Of course, normal high temperature right now is at 63 degrees. This is the coldest time of the year historically. Also throughout that period, some a little bit better than normal rain chances, and going beyond that, it's got temperatures that are going to be on the cool side as well as above normal rain chances. So that's encouraging as far as going down the road into the future. The reason for it, here's what's going on right now. We've got this low up there right around the Ohio Valley. That's what has pulled in the cooler temperatures as of right now, and that's what's been producing some snowy weather up there as well. Now that's going to work its way off to the northeast. We still stay on the coolish side today, starting off cool tomorrow. Then this little bump kind of moves on in here. So that's going to allow temperatures to get up into the 60s, upper 60s tomorrow. Then 70 on Sunday. Then Sunday, we have another shot of cooler air coming on in here, and that's with the front that moves on through. So after 70, subtract at least 10 degrees for a high temperature on Monday. It's going to be tough to even hit 60, I think, on Monday. This next low works its way on in here. That's going to give us a chance of rain by Tuesday. Moves on out of here. Wednesday, Thursday, we still stay on the cool side around here. Then another one of these lows moves on in here. Now, these are those cutoff lows, so this is not by any means written in stone. Sometimes these things get a mind of their own, but this is what it's looking like going into Friday, is that next chance for some rain. Also, again, keeping us on the cool side as we go on into then next weekend. And there's even another one of those developing, which looks like it may try and slide on in here by then the first part of the following weekend toward the 8th and the 9th of the month. Obviously, we're going way down the road here. None of this, like I said, is written in stone at all. A lot of sunshine today. This is definitely written in stone with lots of clear skies, blue skies out there. And we are going to be up to 56 at noon, 62 high temperature today. And then it's going to cool off quickly tonight, so make sure you have a jacket with you. Going into next week, here's the rain chance that moves on in here Tuesday, and most of it, though, is going to be up to the northeast, and that seems like the same song and dance we've been seeing the past couple of weeks, but at least we'll have some rain around here. Then we have to jump ahead, again, to the end of next week, and, excuse me, here's the next rain chance that moves in there for Friday, and it looks like throughout a good chunk of the day, we will have some rain around here on Friday. Obviously, still a week away, so things can change a little bit, but that's what it's looking like as of right now. 62 today, 67 tomorrow, after another very cold start Saturday morning. Good morning, just again, lay in bed, covers over your head. Then 70 on Sunday, front moves on through here, and we're going to be at 60 on Monday. May be tough getting out of the 40s on Tuesday with the clouds and with some rain around here. So that'll definitely be a grilled cheese and soup kind of a day on Tuesday.
Thank you, Mike.
I had grilled cheese and soup yesterday. It's really
Yummy.
good.
What kind of cheese?
American. 950, 44 degrees.
Not surprised. Were you able to watch all these new movies this year? After the break, we'll see which ones made this year so special.
So as we get ready to ring in the new year, we can't forget about the movies that made us all laugh and sometimes cry.
David Daniel has a look back at what movies had a great year at the box office in today's Hollywood Minute.
With the radio blast and goes cruising just as fast as she can now.
Barbenheimer boosted the bottom line in Hollywood this year. The unlikely double feature that began as a meme, pairing Barbie and Oppenheimer, helped Hollywood haul in $8.58 billion at the domestic box office. That's the biggest annual total since before the pandemic began, though well behind the last pre-pandemic year, 2019, in part because studios are putting out fewer films.
I'm fighting for my people.
That doesn't mean the forecast is favorable for 2024. Despite such hoped-for blockbusters as Dune Part 2 and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, analysts are expecting a colder box office next year than this year. Due in part to the lengthy Writers and Actors Guild strikes, even fewer wide-release movies are headed to theaters in 2024, with at least 6 weekends when no wide-release films are scheduled to debut. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Let's take a look outside with TransGuide. We know a lot of people are going to be traveling today, hitting the roads, especially if you are visiting in town. Welcome. We hope you enjoyed your trip to San Antonio for the Alamo Bowl. Please be safe out there when you are heading out. And if any incidents happen or major road closures, of course, we'll keep you updated on air and online at KSAT.com.
Those beautiful blue skies out there stick around all day long and plenty of sunshine. Still kind of chilly. We're still in the 30s in parts of the hill country, up to 47 right now here in town. We will continue up into the low 60s. By the way, Mountain Cedar really went up, more than double what yesterday's count was.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, if you can feel it, but
Mountain Cedar right there, let me tell you.
Yes, indeed. 62 for a high temperature today. Good looking weekend. We are going to make it up to 67 tomorrow, 70 on Sunday. Front moves through here, so it's going to be cooler and pretty much chilly all next week. And we do have a rain chance on Tuesday. Another chance of rain comes in here on Friday.
Well, gentlemen, I loved being able to anchor the last GMSA at 9 of 2023 with you two. It was an honor.
And if we don't see you before the new year, have a safe and happy New Year's Eve. Enjoy yourself, but please be safe.
Be safe.